This segment is sponsored by STH7 Media.
So can you explain the law of energy conservation and how it connects to your view of spirituality or dimensions?
Or all three at once, really. I had an experience in my life where I lost a son, and then that started me to kind of think about, I had a theological background and kind of a scientific background, so I wanted to investigate all these and see how they all commingled and mixed together, because we can't have mutually exclusive ideas throughout the whole world. Come to find out, the law of science of energy, conservation of energy, is that energy never dissipates, it just changes form. As water boils, it goes to a gas. If you freeze it, it goes into ice. We didn't lose any energy, we just changed its form. Thus, when my son changed form from his third dimension and then to a higher dimension, which there's been proof in string theory and scientific areas along with theological areas. And then what really caught my eye was the NDEs, the people that have near-death experiences and come back, that they were all really related closely. And it's like, hey, there's something there. People don't just, 1,000 people don't do something one time, come back and have this very similar experience. So that's kind of where I came from.
And you mentioned there are more than 11 known dimensions. What do you believe the 12th dimension represents?
That's where I threw more theology in, because of the references of 12 throughout the scriptures. The string theory is supporting 10 and 11, and I did a little author creativity and put 12 in there, because after 6 we really don't have our mental capacity at this stage in our evolution is not strong enough to figure out things after 6 unless we do it just by math.
What has been your favorite book you've written so far?
This one, I guess, because it's really the only one I've done.
And how does our mind make sense of things like depth and dimension on a flat screen, like your example with the Grand Canyon in the book?
I personally like that one too, that we can turn our computers or laptops on and go, wow, there's mules going all the way to the bottom of the Grand Canyon. Look how big, wide, deep, and long. Everything, it's just fantastic. But then we really think about it, that's just a 2D screen. Our mind turns it so we understand what we're looking at, but what we're really looking at is, we're not looking at the Grand Canyon, we're looking at a 2D flat screen.
And you mentioned this earlier, that many people have had near-death experiences and they describe similar things. What does that tell you about the consciousness and afterlife?
The few things that I've noticed that are continual is they won't be speaking like we're speaking. Everyone it's just almost a telepathic thought wave. And that was very interesting to me, whereas how all these people have the same experience and it's all telepathic. And then you can throw the theology side into it. And when the Pentecost, when everybody has heard the voices in their own tongue, that's a crossover to basically the same thing. It's a telepathic embracement of those thoughts. I hope that was clear. I'm sorry.
A little bit, yeah. But what do you mean when you say higher dimensions can see lower ones, but not the other way around?
The same example with if you're in the two-dimensional world and you're in a swimming pool,
okay,
and I throw a bowling ball into the swimming pool from a third dimension or higher dimension, you're only going to see a little dot that gets a bigger circle, a bigger circle, a bigger circle as the ball sinks. And then it's going to get a small circle, and then it disappears, the dot's gone. For the third dimensional being looking at the same thing, you go, well, that's normal. That's what happens every time I throw it in there. But for the two-dimensional being, they'd be going, what was that? Where did all this come from and what happened to it? So we extrapolate further and higher up is where I was going with that.
What type of audience do you want to promote your book towards?
It's wide, varied. Anybody dealing with grief, that's what got me started this way. But then it's anybody that has a thought about where are we heading, what's going to happen next. There's not 100%. I do not have 100% of the answers. I have a little bit of a flashlight looking down a trail, maybe.
Love it. Well, where can people find you, information about you, and find your book?
Booksbyjamesallen.org.
Easy enough. Is there anything you'd like to add that we may have left out?
No, I think we covered a lot of things. This is my first time doing this, so I'm okay, sure.
Oh, yeah. Good job for first time. And did we actually say the name of the book?
It's called Dimensions, the 12 Dimensions of God.
Okay, make
I'm
sure
just
you
bringing
give them
spirituality and theology together. Since the beginning of mankind, we've been trying to do this, and I think we're getting closer all the time.
I think that's all my questions, unless you think there's anything else you'd like.
No, I appreciate your time. Very nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you so much, James.
This segment is sponsored by STH7 Media.